Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry about a little bit of a delay. We were just trying to make sure we had a roster situation taken care of, but we are good now. And tonight I am joined by Odd Thought. Hi, Odd Thought.
Hello, Swing. Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. I love casting with you. And let's let everybody know what we've got for them tonight. So we have Division D West, and this is going to be Team Skyarch versus Rainbow Spectrum. I know we looked a little bit at these teams before the match. Let's actually take a look at where they are looking in the standings, Odd Thought. So I'm showing it now. We've got Team Skyarch coming in at 8th place. So you've got a 5-5 record, and Rainbow Spectrum currently in 12th, but 4-6 record. So really, the records are quite close between these teams.
Yes, and I cast Rainbow Spectrum last night. They got their first domination of the season, so they're on an upward trajectory, I should think.
All right. So we've got some behind the scenes knowledge coming in from our caster Odd Thought here. So let
just
me
a little bit.
check with the teams here and make sure they're ready. Just want to double check so we don't jump the gun at all. So just so everybody knows, the map bans tonight were Dragonshire and Sky Temple, and our first map is going to be Infernal Shrines, which is the map choice for Rainbow Spectrum. And the teams are ready to go. So let's jump right into the action here on Infernal Shrines.
Yeah, it looks like Team Skyarch has played 2 Infernal Shrines matches and 1 so far for Rainbow Spectrum, although the data is a little out of date, perhaps.
Right.
That's what I'm showing so far.
So I know I was telling you I was struggling a little bit identifying some of the favorite heroes for these teams because there's such a wide variety of heroes that they really play.
Right. The bans are going to be especially interesting because the only hero that both teams prioritize in ban is Raynor, and neither team really plays Raynor that much. Skyarch has a couple of Raynor games, so I don't really know what to expect here. Anything goes, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, the only hero that I was really able to identify as a clear favorite is Deckard Cain for Rainbow Spectrum. So we'll see if Deckard, is still available for them, if that's something they might pick up.
Yeah, are we going to see a support choke, maybe? I wonder if
Could
Skyarch just wants
be.
to get rid of the 2 favorite supports right now. No, Asmodan. Really common ban there. No huge surprise to see that character banned.
Right. And I know Rainbow Spectrum is known for playing some of these crazy specialists. We were talking before the cast tonight about heroes like Murky and TLV.
Gazlo.
So I wonder if we might see something like that. It's exciting, kind of, not knowing, you know?
Yeah, so often drafts can be kind of standard, and for good reason. People want to give themselves the best opportunity to win a match. So it is fun to come across teams that kind of mix it up a little bit, that don't give us these sort of dyed-in-the-wool patterns.
Yep.
Alex Straza ban.
And we've got Ektar in chat. He says you're soft spoken. Is that code for I need to try to turn him up?
Probably.
Yeah, he is talking about you. I'm wondering if that's code for hey, turn him up on Discord.
It's code for me to get nice and cozy with the microphone.
Oh my.
So, Raynor first pick while you're doing some tech stuff, I imagine.
Yes, please.
So, that is in Team Skyarch's wheelhouse. I'm showing 2 Raynor games, not a huge surprise there. And we are showing Diablo and Deckard in the first rotation out of Rainbow Spectrum. So they're nabbing probably still the premier support, certainly the premier support left on the table.
Yeah, well, it's the one hero that I have seen consistently picked up by Rainbow Spectrum. So they've got to be happy getting that comfort pick.
Yes, and Diablo, kind of interesting. I see there's a lot of Johanna on the side of Rainbow Spectrum. So
we get the classic combination of ETC and Jaina.
I've been calling Jaina the game winner because she's just so powerful right now. Ring
She
of Frost
is.
just works miracles, can really mess up an entire team's rhythm in a team fight.
And I know people that have watched my cast keep hearing me say it, but the Jaina with the Rainer and the Ace in the Hole talent for Rainer at level 1 is such a beautiful combination because it since Jaina slows basically everything with every attack she does, it basically gives Rainer, bonus damage constantly.
Right, and it can make for an easy, huge mosh pit situation for ETC as well. If a lot of people are already in the ring, you can just slide on in there and
Oh
chain
yeah.
into your mosh pit, so that could happen.
Absolutely. And we see the Malfurion banned out by Rainbow Spectrum, and it's going to be a Genji ban by Team Skyarch. Oh boy. Here we go!
There's the Gaslow.
Gaslow Sylvanas!
Double specialist.
All
Gaslow
right.
was played to great effect last night by Rainbow Spectrum, so I expect to see some more high caliber Gaslow out of that pick.
Well,
I'm
I'm
guessing
excited to see it.
Stukov here for support.
Yeah, that
Let's
would
see if
work
I'm right.
beautifully in that with those.
No.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
That healer surprises me a little bit because normally wouldn't you see a Kharazim a little bit with more melee?
I don't know, Karazim's sort of a mystery figure. I think he's usable in a lot more environments than we might assume. And he doesn't get
Well, we're gonna see
played a
it.
ton, so yeah.
Yeah. And it's gonna be Hanzo as the last pickup there for Rainbow Spectrum.
I will note that in yesterday's match, Rainbow Spectrum in their second game faced a Karazim, but it was only human controlled for about half of the game.
Oh no, Kharazim bot,
Yeah.
Karabot.
A lot of seven-sided strikes coming out at mysterious times. So maybe a tiny bit of flashback for Rainbow Spectrum here.
Do you prefer one draft over the other?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see how this Sylvanas is played. There's such a wide variety of Sylvanas out there that I'm not quite sure what we're going to see out of that position. It can either be really good or somewhat questionable. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one question mark for me. Team Skyarch, that draft overall is just incredibly strong. The only non-meta part of it, I guess, would be Karazim, but a good Karazim player can really take over matches.
Right.
So
I'm laughing because Ektar in the chat said ASMR stream because you've got such a soothing voice.
oh yeah,
I
get
love
back
it.
if you're on an international flight to Japan or something. You can
Oh
just put on
yeah,
the headphones. I'll talk you through it.
I love it. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I'm not a shoutcaster, so that's confirmed. But anyways, what do you like here?
I was totally on board with what Team Skyarch was doing, but I lost a little bit of confidence with the Kharazim, and maybe that's just me being weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. So I'm interested to see exactly how that fits in, with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I wonder what the thinking was behind that. Is it seven-sided against the high health pool Diablo, perhaps? Or are we
Yeah,
going to
I could
see
see
a
that.
palm?
Mm-hmm.
Not sure yet. Seven-sided strike doesn't really pair that well with ETC or Jaina's ultimates because the more people that are inside that seven-sided circle, the less single target damage it does, right?
Right.
It gets spread out.
Yeah, you want to
It's
catch
not really
one.
a group ultimate. Yeah, it's a blow-up ultimate. So.
Exactly. All right, well, let's get
Single
our
target
teams
blow-up.
introduced on the blue team. We've got Team Skyarch, and Skyarch is going to be on ETC. M58 Gogan is going to be on Rainer, Womack on Kharazim, Unknown playing Jaina, and Sith 911 on the Nazebo.
All right, and we have Rainbow Spectrum playing on the red side of the map. We're going to see B Metaho on Gaslow, Sylvanas played by Captain Quinn, Deckard by Wono, Nemesis playing Hanzo, and Diablo by Orlov.
Great. So we see Gaslow heading straight up to the top lane.
Yeah, not messing around. There was some talk yesterday in my post-game interview about Gaslow in the 4-player rotation, but Not in this game so far.
Diablo taking a punishing. Looking at the talents real quick, so we've got the Simple Geometry quest coming out of Hanzo for that shrine clear. Sapphire coming out for your, I know you love the Deckard Cain.
Sapphire, this super powerful slow. What is it, 65%? It's
activate
bonus 30%.
Yeah, bonus 30%. Yeah.
I think the base is 35, something like that.
Okay.
But anyway, it's pretty ludicrous every 30 seconds. We have Transcendence out of Karazim, so that's a rarely picked level 1 for Karazim.
Yeah.
You see the Iron Fists, I think.
Right. Every third base attack heals lowest allied. Yep.
Might see a fun healing build coming out of Karazim as opposed to a single target blow up approach.
We do have a Toad build, Nazeebo, just so everybody is aware of that. And actually, after all that talk about Ace in the Hole, Raynor didn't even pick that with the Jaina.
I really like the give him some pepper build.
This is veteran marksman at level 1. So we'll see how that works out. One thing I have found is, there are a lot of different ways to build these heroes. And some things work that maybe people don't expect.
Yeah, it's one of Raynor's strengths after the rework. So he's a little more flexible on how you can play him. Used to be pretty much one-dimensional.
Skyarch going in for a big power slide, but everybody for Rainbow Spectrum able to get out safely.
Potion of Shielding out of Deckard Cain. I think of that town as being a little more anti-burst.
See Yaslo already getting onto the shrine, getting set up with those turrets.
So you're a big fan of this map, right?
I've always kind of liked this map, yeah.
What's your favorite thing about it?
I think just the choices you have to make with like when to go for the shrine, when to do something else. Like we see Team Skyarch here, they're not even going to the shrine. They're just staying in the lanes. They're picking up their bruiser camp. Let's see if they get in there.
You have time to get in there, sort of like Volskaya, I suppose.
Right. Power slide knockback onto the Diablo.
Or Lab better. Oh, no.
Womack playing that Karazim really aggressively. And there goes Sylvanas.
First blood to Team Skyarch. Securing that kill is Jimmy Raynor.
Meanwhile, Nazeebo got some good value up here in the top lane, pushing with that Merc camp, starting to work on the wall.
Yeah, Gazlo having a little bit of trouble keeping up with Sith 911's push there.
Yeah, in the end, though, Rainbow Spectrum just had a little bit too much of a lead on the Shrine minions, and they do pick up the Punisher.
Team Skyarch does hit level 7 first, though. That Toad build is real.
Oh, yeah.
Nazeebo's continuing with that.
Ooh, really nice overthrow on the ETC. He will go down.
I think B-Metaho must have heard me because they were able to push in the top lane quite a bit after the objective.
Yep, Diablo again helping to secure another kill, this time on the Raynor.
Looks like we just have some siege camp prioritization here out of Rainbow Spectrum. You'd expect that from a double specialist team.
Oh, absolutely. And I gotta say, though, that Team Skyarch is doing a good job of keeping up on the soak. I mean, they lost that first Punisher, but as you pointed out, They were still ahead, and now they're still at least even in experience.
Almost exactly, yeah. This is a nice interrupt attempt here from Team Skyarch. They don't want to just give these camps away for free.
Oh wow, they are really just shredding Diablo, and I'm starting to see that the punching power of Karazim is really helping on that Diablo. And like you said, assuming seven-sided strike here, that could get real dangerous real quickly for Diablo.
Yeah, the idea might have been to create a 5v4 just by blowing up the front line. So we'll know in a moment, because Team Skyarch is half a level from 10. They'll probably get there first, looks like.
Yep, we've got Skyarch working on their camp, and meanwhile, Rainbow Spectrum rotating right up above them. This could be a big fight here.
Nice isolation on ETC. No real follow-up, though, and probably be pretty difficult to blow up the cow anyway.
Sith 911 just continuing to work on this top lane. You can see that the structure damage is relatively even here in the top lane. We've got the camp, the Bruiser camp picked up by Rainbow Spectrum. Maybe a little earlier than I would typically like to see, just because it's kind of nice to activate that camp at the same time as the shrine is activating, because then it forces your opponent to choose whether to, go up and defend that camp or to send everybody to the objective.
Right, so now they'll be able to clean out top lane pretty easily. No real decision there, as you were saying. So far, top hero damage belongs to Jimmy Raynor, so good early game out of M58 Gogan. Gets rooted here, though. Mind control.
Oh, it's a mind control Sylvanas.
Into a Gazlo bomb.
That's a combo you don't see every day. I'm only laughing because I've never seen that combination before.
Yeah, there's some creative play going on here. And this fort looks like it's going to die, especially with that Sylvanas push. That deactivation that she has on her autos.
Let's take a look at some of the other heroics we have. It is going to be the Mosh Pit on the ETC. We got Hyperion for Raynor. I think you already mentioned Divine Palm. Ring of Frost.
I was wondering. So we're not going to see seven-sided after all.
No, I'm kind of surprised.
Womack taking so much damage.
Oh. Does get caught at the tail end, slowed by the Diablo lightning breath there, and Hanzo able to finish the job. This is going to give another Punisher over to Rainbow Spectrum. And they already prepped the lane, as we saw, by taking out that fort, which means this Punisher is going to go all the way to that keep wall.
Yeah, that was a great tactical move there on the part of Rainbow Spectrum to go ahead and get rid of that building. Get even more value out of this objective win.
Great bait back. So I don't think the keep's going to be in too much danger here unless Rainbow Spectrum is able to get a pick.
Might go the other way, actually. Little move there from Skyarch to make something happen. But Rainbow Spectrum's able to disengage safely. Top lane is actually looking pretty good for Team Skyarch. Nazebo's doing some work up there.
Yep, fort is down up there. We've got the teams kind of going on the rotation for all of the siege camps. Both teams level 13. They've been very even in talent tiers and in just overall experience all game long.
Yeah, and prioritizing different lanes.
We've got an
Bit of a
invade.
yin-yang shape to the map right now.
Mind control on the ETC. Lornado going out. There's a ring. Catches Diablo. Lightning breath. Nobody's died yet. Oh, Diablo in the blizzard.
There's some potential there.
Wow.
Didn't quite pan out. Womack getting a little forward, gets stunned by Diablo.
Bomb is out and triggered. Skyarch running on the ATC is gonna fall.
Yeah, that was one of those moshes where you catch a couple of your opponents, but then you end up losing your life. That never feels good.
Definitely not. And Nazebo could be in trouble here. We've got almost all of Rainbow Spectrum collapsing. Actually, all of Rainbow Spectrum collapsing on Nazebo.
That little vent juke was interesting. Deckard threw out a cube above. It almost worked out.
I think this is going to give them another fort.
Yeah, 2 members of Skyarch were dead. The rest have to clear out mid, so free building for Rainbow Spectrum in top lane.
Yeah, I really like how Rainbow Spectrum, takes advantage of when they have those numbers differences and actually get a structure down.
Yeah, their first instinct is to move forward and cash in some XP.
We do have the Bruiser Camp coming up in 8 seconds here for Team Skyarch. It looks like Rainbow Spectrum's thinking about invading it, though.
Mind control interrupted there.
Orlobe on the Diablo getting very, very low. Some great body blocking coming out of Skyarch on that ETC.
Minor disengagement effect from the Lornado. Short cooldown, so you can go ahead and do that without worrying too much about losing your ultimate for very long.
Got the next shrine activating up here in the top. You see B-Med putting out all those wonderful Gazlo turrets. But actually, they're going to back off. That's interesting. So they're going to back off the shrine so that they can come down and grab this camp and then move in together as 5.
Yeah, Orlab is about 50% health. Probably want to heal up too before they go in full bore.
And here we go.
Potions will get the job done.
Huge stun blow up on that ETC. There's the lightning breath. The ring is out.
There's the palm.
Gazlo really low, having to retreat. Rainer falls. There's Jaina.
Woo, that's a 4-kill team fight for Rainbow Spectrum.
Yeah, great job by them. With all these specialists, I would love to see them just leave somebody on this shrine and send others out to start, pushing out those lanes, prepping for this Punisher.
Looks like they read your mind. That's exactly what they're doing now.
Yeah, if they could get this camp. Yep, this is looking really, really good for Rainbow Spectrum.
16 to 15 as well, for just a little bit. We're going to see more Explodium charges out of Gazlo. Piercing arrows from Hanzo and overpowering Nightmare from Diablo.
Here comes the Punisher jumping in onto Skyarch. They're going to bait it back. Diablo diving in and mind control on Nazebo. Nothing Nazebo could do there.
Getting that value. Mind control is often maligned, but we're seeing it used to good effect here.
Very. Oh, that beautiful stun coming out from the Gazlo there finishes off the ETC.
Lightning Breath and Explodium charge. It's a really interesting combo.
Very. And here goes the core. Core is falling very quickly here, and game 1 is going over to Rainbow Spectrum.
In 14 minutes and 40 seconds, no less. With authority.
Yeah, let's look at some of these end-game stats here. So we see, so it was 12-2 kills in favor of Rainbow Spectrum, so that certainly makes a big difference in any game, of course. A lot of work being done by Captain Quinn on the Sylvanas, both, with the siege damage, but also in the team fighting. Sylvanas was actually their highest damage hero.
Yeah, it's worth noting that Karazim did almost the same amount of healing as Deckard, but Deckard managed to not die the entire game. Karazim was having a kind of a rough time, 2 deaths may have been the difference. Wasn't able to quite get out the hero damage that we sometimes can expect from Kerosene, probably because of that level 1 talent choice. But the
Yeah,
healing was there.
the
Was
healing
it
was
there when they
definitely
needed it?
there.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I like you. I was definitely expecting the seven-sided strike, versus that Diablo. So it was a little surprise. It was a bit of a surprise not to get that, but I mean, I'm not by any means saying that that's why they lost or anything like that. I'm
No,
just
no,
kind
no.
of, I'm just kind of,
Hmm.
talking it out.
Sure.
We're talking it out. All right. Well,
Meadow had a great game on Gazlo, 4-6 and 0 clean
yeah.
sheet.
My favorite
Didn't
thing,
play that
hands
too.
down, about that game, while I'm talking, I'm going to start setting up the next game, but my favorite thing was the mind control into the Gaslow stun. I mean, it's just,
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
it was just really fun. So, game two, just so everybody else knows what's going on, is going to be on Volskaya. And Volskaya Foundry, that's going to be the choice for Team Skyarch.
Yeah, you said pregame you were hoping that this map would be chosen, so that's cool.
Yeah. This map is just, every time I cast this map, I just have a lot of fun, and I think it's a really fun map. It always feels like there's a lot going on, a lot of decisions you have to make, like the timing of when you want to go to the point, and how long to soak the lanes before you go there. There's just a lot of fun things, decisions that have to be made. And speaking of decisions, I'm going to get these captains invited. What are we thinking out in Twitch chat? I see, Gender Druid is Captain Quinn. Oh, okay. Okay, welcome. Ector said, "Wow, drafts really went to left field midway through." Yeah, things got a little interesting. That's for sure.
I see Plur Ninja in chat as well. It's a member of Rainbow Spectrum.
Welcome, guys. Glad we could keep you entertained in between games.
Well, Sky, I remember when the robot was undertuned and terrible.
Yeah, Blizzard did a pretty good job of getting everything balanced out with this map, I think.
Yeah, I know the camps are really important in terms of accessorizing, grabbing those turrets. But outside of that, it doesn't feel like a terribly gimmicky map to me.
Right.
Like so much of it comes down to your team's performance over that objective point, who's going to have the better team fight. So that's one reason why I like playing on this map. You have sort of wide open vistas. Lanes are pretty wide. They feel wide to me anyway. But the actual objective is a fairly concentrated zone. So there are a lot of ways you can approach that in the draft, which makes it interesting.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some of the most exciting team fights on this map. All right, so Volskaya, place for Skyarch.
Looks like Team Skyarch is undefeated on this map in 2 recorded games in Stats of the Storm, anyway.
Well, that explains why they picked it. They must feel really at home here. I can't wait to see what heroes they decide to go with. We are just waiting on a couple of players before we can get started.
So that was a really short game for both of these teams. I'm seeing an average game length of 20 minutes for Rainbow Spectrum, 22 minutes for Team Skyarch. So atypical result there, at least in that regard.
Right.
But you were mentioning the average time to 10 and 20, and that was in favor of Rainbow Spectrum.
Yeah, historically, based on the games that have happened so far that have been recorded, yes, it does look like Rainbow Spectrum had a little bit of an edge of just being faster to level 10 and faster to level 20. And, of course, that translates into some pretty great things because that means you have your heroics earlier. That makes it a lot more difficult for the other team to, come fight you at the
Right.
objectives. They just can't do it when they're down heroics.
I'm also seeing Rainbow Spectrum, their average time dead, 1 minute 46. Team Skyarch, 2 minutes 22 seconds. I think we saw that come into play in that last match a little bit as
Yeah,
well.
definitely. And when I saw the Sylvanas and the Gazlo, immediately are like, oh, this is gonna be cheese. But they didn't really play it as cheese at all. They pretty much played that double specialist just straight up, you know. You
Yeah, they
didn't
didn't
see them
just pressure one
sneaking. Yeah,
lane
you didn't
or
see them like
yeah.
sneaking stuff with the Sylvanas or do anything really that crazy. They pretty much just played it straight up.
And some creative play, as you've noted, kind of the opposite of cheese.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like we're just waiting on one more player for Team Skyarch. So we've got Ginger Druid, who's Captain Quinn. So the Sylv Gaz is a signature of me and B Meds, and I love it when we have good games with it. Says Captain Quinn. Yeah, I could see why it's a signature for you guys because you guys combined those two heroes really well.
2 nights in a row. It's looking very good.
Yeah.
So what else can we expect here from Volskaya in game 2?
Do you think we're
Other,
gonna see a Deckard ban? I mean, that does appear to be the favorite hero for Rainbow Spectrum.
yeah, might be a target situation. Um, Team Skyarch has banned the Lost Vikings before, and Rainbow Spectrum does play them. So I wonder if we'll see some TOV wackiness in draft.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be on this map in particular. I'd be a little terrified of the Gazlo because you get those turrets on the conveyor belts, and it's just a mess.
Right, the sushi belt.
Yeah, it's just a mess. Like
So
in a
according,
crazy fun way.
right. So according to the stats of the storm here, Team Skyarch has never banned Deckard.
Oh.
So historically, they haven't been too worried about him.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like it's clearly the comfort healer pick for your opponent, so it may be a good idea to just not let them have it just because their healer's really good at playing Deckard, you know?
Right, especially when it's the best healer in the game. Might be wise.
Yeah. So I would like to see that, I think, from Team Skyarch, unless, you know, they're gonna pick it. But even then, they're gonna have second pick. So I would definitely like to see that banned. And I wouldn't mind seeing a Gazlo ban here. That Gazlo just really scares me on this map. I can't believe I'm saying that, but
He's kind of an underrated hero in many respects, isn't he?
yeah,
Can kind of take teams by surprise. It definitely changes sort of the demographics of a game. Like, how are you going to deal with all of that mechanical stuff flying all over the map? You can't just sort of sleepwalk into your usual play style.
yeah, exactly. Just checking on the missing player here. As much as I'm sure you guys love to hear a thought tonight. Talk about stats. We're hoping. Oh, someone had to restart their computer. Okay, all right. It happens. So hopefully everybody in chat who, I mean, obviously not everybody maybe in the US or whatever, but tomorrow is a holiday for a lot of us. So I hope all of you guys get to have the day off. I know I'm looking forward to having the day off.
What are you going to do with the Magic Day?
My brother is actually going to throw a big barbecue for the family.
Oh,
So
perfect.
yeah, so I'm going to be heading over for that. What about you? Are you doing anything?
I might cast more games. I don't know. I have
Ooh,
to look at the schedule and see what's what.
nice, nice.
But yeah, it's really difficult to predict what Team Scarge is going to do, as you were saying pre-stream. So many heroes are like played 2 times.
Yeah, exactly. It's really hard to really identify their favorites because they've played a pretty wide variety. I think I even saw Gazlo in there for them at some point. I don't remember whether that was something they only picked once or twice, but
I'm looking for that. There's a Asmodan.
I think we've got our person. Let's see if the teams are ready, shall we?
Yes. Actually, yeah, they have 2 Gazlo games. So what will
The
happen to
Battle of the
Gazlo in the draft?
Gazlos?
Yeah.
Could we see a first pick Gazlo? I thought. Could this be a real thing?
There is a team in NGS called First Pick Gazlo. It is a thing.
All right, looks like both teams are ready. So we're going to do this now. Jumping into the draft on Volskaya Foundry.
Volskaya Industries.
Now we're going to get our answers. Just waiting for the players to load in.
I've noticed that Team Skyarch has banned Murky before, and Rainbow Spectrum plays Murky. So a whole bunch of specialist intrigue possible here.
Yeah, exactly. It's just such a mystery thing that I just don't know what to predict. Hilthos, okay. Banned by Rainbow Spectrum.
So I'm guessing, will Rainbow Spectrum angle for Jaina? Or perhaps a Gul'dan?
And in the white main,
see a little tussle over supports, perhaps.
I really, really hope that Skyarch bans out Decker Kane with their next ban.
Oh, you want the Deckard ban?
I really, really do.
Yeah, Deckard Gazlo probably would have been a sound opener for them.
Oh wow, that's a signal they may be going TLV. Zeratul,
right.
a known counter to
You're
Lost
right.
Vikings.
That's a great point.
Gonna be the Rainer that's banned. All right,
what? So no Deckard ban from Skyarch. The streak continues.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna see a first pick Deckard here.
Would you go with your TLV early or late in the draft?
I would go as late as possible. As late as possible. And there we do see the Deckard. I mean, Skyarch will have a chance to counter just because they're gonna have the very last pick, but
Ektar's saying first pick Gazlo is a heroic only strat.
Heroic. Nice. I love it.
I think Division D might be up for it. There's the Jaina.
Jaina Diablo.
Yeah, the classic combo, although we aren't seeing APOC used very much.
Right.
Days. Used to be all about the APOC ring.
Yeah.
But that slow is just, it's too significant on the lightning breath. It can actually set the ring up.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Definitely. Maiev and Garrosh.
So much displacement. That could be scary for Jaina. Jaina's going to have really solid positioning on the map.
Mm-hmm.
Garrosh is a great zoning tank, probably the best zoner on the roster. So are they thinking, Diablo, go ahead, charge into me, and then I'll just throw you? And then what?
Shred Diablo? Is that what you're thinking? And it's going to be the Gul'dan band out. I think we might see Gaslow again.
Can't say no.
I mean, it could be the TLV because of the Zeratul ban. I mean, that kind of makes me think it could be TLV, but I know Gazlo just can be really good on this map.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you have that pad you're trying to control. It's a protracted fight, prolonged fight. So if Gazlo gets set up early, it can make all the difference. Especially when you add the Mercs turrets to the Gazlo turrets, can be quite nasty.
Mm-hmm. I would love to see Team Skyarch pick up like a Blaze or something that could counter that Maiev Warden's Cage, but it's going to be Leoric Vala.
Vala is always an interesting pick these days. She's thought of as a hyper carry generally. So, what kind of support is she going to get from her team?
So it looks. Oh, and we are getting TLV.
There it is, folks.
TLV and Kel'Thuzad. All right. Lily is going to be the support for Team Skyarch. So obviously, I'm thinking we're going to see the Leoric Entomb with Diablo, like using that Entomb to charge in and slam and stun people, and then of course Jaina dropping Ring and Blizzard and everything else is like down on everybody's faces when they're stuck in that Entomb.
That can be difficult to execute perfectly just because the Entomb is it's that shape that you have to get just right. So yeah, that should be pretty interesting. How do you feel about the Lily final pick there?
I'm not a huge fan of Lily. I mean, the only time I could really see it if you're going to really get to take advantage of those blinds, which I guess Maiev may be, but I don't know. It wouldn't have been my pick, I don't think, in this situation, but that doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means they've got some kind of different plan in mind.
I'm a little nervous about the Lily into a Kel'Thuzad. That's a lot of blow up, a lot of burst. So we'll have to see how that works out. And do you think Vala is a Lost Vikings hunter? Is that why we see?
Could be. I mean, she can put out quite a lot of damage on those little guys. So I can see that.
Be really, really fascinating. I don't see TLV games all that much these days. Especially on a very practiced one like Rainbow Spectrum seems to have.
Right, and I think the TLV, I mean, the key is you need to get a lead, right? That's the whole point with TLV, you got to get that early lead. Well, in the meantime, let's go ahead and introduce our teams. So on the blue side, we've got Team Skyarch. This is going to be Leoric, played by Skyarch. Unknown on Jaina, M58 Gogan on Vala, Sith 911 playing that Lily, and Womack on Diablo.
And on the red side, we have Rainbow Spectrum with Plur Ninja on Maiev. Kel'Thuzad, played by Nemesis. Deckard's going to be piloted by Wono. Garrosh, played by Orolob. And The Lost Vikings by B. Medaho. So yeah, the performance of the 4-player, definitely a huge part of the TLV strat. I think they drafted pretty well in that respect. They have a nice mix of damage there. Nice zoning tank to help out with Nemesis. There's the first throw.
Womack escaping on that Diablo.
Yeah, I like the combination of the zoning tank Garrosh with the hero that needs that kind of protection, that room to work in the Kel'Thuzad.
Right.
It's pretty smart draft there in that respect.
Got lots of action going on everywhere. Vala up there against Maiev and one of the Vikings. We've got the Jaina in the bottom lane actually going against the Viking.
That was Lost Vikings buildings. They went with Bri on level 1.
That'll be great. Imagine all the Vikings with turrets. Yikes.
Yeah, I don't even know how a good Vikings player builds, so this should be pretty fun to see develop.
Pursuit for Vala. So yeah, it does look like Vala's trying to be a TLV killer. Uh-oh, Jaina caught out. That's gonna be first blood for Rainbow Spectrum.
Yeah, I think I mentioned something about positioning with Jaina during the draft, so we're seeing an example of what I was talking about right there.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Especially
it's
with
gonna
just
be terrifying.
vulnerability. I wonder if we'll see that talent later on that Jaina gets where she can give herself a shield by damaging select targets.
Right. Yep. Got that fight in the choke point here. Womack getting really low on Diablo.
Orlob basically took that entire Jaina blizzard, didn't bother them at all. There's a nice flip on Skyarch, comboed by Kel'Thuzad.
Poor Ector got banned for loving TLV too much. All the emotes. Sorry, my Nightbot got upset with you there, Ector.
Yeah, my bot can be pretty strict too sometimes. Finicky creatures.
So Rainbow Spectrum taking control of the point, but here comes Team Skyarch.
Nice defensive charge by Womack, but they get flipped. Probably going to pay the price for trying to save their teammate.
Womack a little bit in no man's land. Is going to fall, but we've got counter kills coming in on a Viking and also Garrosh.
Yeah, Vala actually secured that Garrosh kill before Diablo died. So much carnage.
Yeah, Vala just shredding through Maiev.
Rainbow Spectrum is first to 7, holding true to the stats that we have. Just a little bit faster on leveling up their team tonight.
We've got Creed of the Hunter coming in for the level 4 talent on Vala. It's a quest to use basic attacks against heroes, and that's exactly what we've been seeing. And that's going to increase her damage as her quest reward, so good start to that quest for Vala.
I like Womack's Diablo play here. He's doing a great job of seeing when their teammates are in trouble and using the charge to peel.
Pretty even on control of the point, 62% to 50%, and we got a huge fight breaking out here. Unknown on that route. Jaina in trouble. Garrosh will be the first to fall, however.
Yeah, Garrosh is thought of as being somewhat difficult to kill. The lower he gets on health, the more armor he gets. But so far, Team Skyarch, 2 kills on him, not having too tough of a time.
We had the camp stole up here by B-Med on those Vikings. Siege camp. I'll let back to clean that up.
Wono is doing one of my favorite Deckard builds where you take all the gems. I don't see that very often from other folks, so that's pretty fun. Just picked up Emerald, which reduces the enemy's healing by 75%.
We've got Diablo and Leoric inside the Protector. I like that they're moving up towards this top fort since the next Protector will be in this top lane. Control point.
Help them get more value. The next objective for sure, if they can win it.
Oh wow, so much damage going out from that Protector onto Maiev, onto Garrosh.
So do you think the lack of bodies at the objective came into play here? Why we're seeing Team Skyarch with the first Protector?
Possibly. It did seem kind of like both teams moved away from it, you know, when it was about halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we've got... actually, it's not going to be Ward's Cage. We do have heroics coming out. It is going to be the containment disc for Mayev. Shadow Fisher for Kel'Thuzad. Lornado!
Yeah. We have the classic combo, though. We have the APOC and the ring going old school.
Old school, I love it. I love that combination.
Reign of Vengeance out of Vala will provide a little more.
Am I seeing this
crowd
right?
control.
Leoric hasn't chosen his level 7 or 10 talent?
Keeping the talent choices hidden for a while.
What?
Doesn't want to give Rainbow Spectrum too much information there.
Huh.
Perhaps.
That seems strange to me. To save your level 7 talent all the way to level 11, but okay.
Skyarch killing one of the Vikings as Rainbow Spectrum gets to work on this support camp. Looks like Skyarch is going to sniff it out, but a little too late.
Oh, big stuns coming out. There's the APOC. We've also got the stun follow-up coming in from Vala as well. Aim disc onto Leoric. Both teams walk away.
Yeah, I like that Vala went for that additional hard crowd control. I think could really pay off later on if they can continue to chain those abilities.
We see Rainbow Spectrum working on getting another turret from their fortification camp here. Vala has completed her quest. And in celebration, she kills another Viking.
They're going to take this fort. This will be the first fort destroyed in the game.
Oh, here comes Rainbow Spectrum. Little too late, though, and we see Team Skyarch backing out.
Level 13 is attained by Rainbow Spectrum first, but Team Skyarch, as you said earlier, is doing a great job of staying pretty much even on XP.
So the wait is over. It is going to be Willing Vessel and then March of the Black King for Leoric.
Aha.
Bring out Containment Disc on Leoric.
Containment Disc, yeah.
Wow, they're all going to get out. I thought someone might die from Rainbow Spectrum there, but they did a great job of disengaging.
Yeah, Deckard didn't even have to use that additional healing item, so that's still on hand for the objective.
Meanwhile, look at B-Med on TLV, starting to work on the front gate here in the bottom lane. Bro on Diablo. Defensive APOC, I think, coming out. Womack in trouble on Diablo.
Yeah, that's probably not what Womack would prefer to do with that ultimate. You want to have that comboing with the ring. Hopefully with Vala there to get
Oh, look at the damage Leoric is putting out on Garrosh. Containment Disc on Leoric. Tornado pushing Diablo away from his team. Garrosh falling. Jaina going down as well.
Wondo's going to lose this. Oh no, drops the heal at the last second.
Oh, nice. At least it kept Team Skyarch from picking it up. And Skyarch is going to get another protector.
That's two in a row.
Yeah.
So the mission for Team Skyarch is to win these as fast as they can, because the longer these objective fights go, the more value TLV is going to get. And we see that in this XP lead that's starting to build up a little more than half a level.
Do you think they could get a keep here?
Well, Deckard's still dead. He'll be up in 2 seconds. It's possible. They don't have... There's an entire hero essentially missing from the defensive squad. But the Protector's getting burned down pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't think... Not looking like they're going to get full keep. Although it's getting close to half health here. They can get a pick or two. Oh wow!
Containment disc.
Containment disc on to the protector. Oh,
Are they willing to? Okay, they are willing
they
to pop out
are.
here just to finish it. A taunt
Lornado
on
pushing him
Diablo.
further into the base. APOC doesn't hit anyone.
Yeah, Jaina wasn't even there to combo with it. There's a throw, but it's on the person that you want to get thrown.
Uh-oh,
Skyarch
Vala's
dead.
stuck.
Right. Oh, how did
Oh!
that not catch her? 100 health. Womack
Big
isn't done.
stun by Womack on the Maiev, but the follow-up damage, the damage didn't follow him in, so this is going to cost Diablo his life.
And Jaina might die for having gone back. Yep, there's the containment disc, so that'll be a dead
Yep.
Jaina unless...
So maybe a little bit of miscommunication there on whether they were going to disengage or continue forward.
I can imagine Womack saying, just leave me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, support camp will get captured by Team Skyarch.
Still have that Viking down in the bottom lane, starting to pressure the fort now.
Yeah, just slowly eroding it. It's going to pull Vala away.
And like you said, we've had 2 protectors going over to Team Skyarch, but they're behind in levels.
They were also right behind Vala, 3 of them chasing her to bot lane, looking for that pick. That's something else you can do with the TLV setup, is that you look for those mismatches since the enemy team has to split up. Not seeing too many ganks in that regard coming out of Rainbow Spectrum, though.
Right.
What's the turret count here? We have 2. Rainbow Spectrum has 2 turrets to 1 for Team Skyarch.
Right.
A little bit of a fight here.
Beautiful APOC. This is going to hit so many people.
There's their combo.
Ring. Kel'Thuzad is in big trouble if he gets overthrow, but Diablo isn't quite able to grab him, so that was a really great fight by Team Skyarch there. That's, like you said, that's exactly what they were looking for with that comp.
And exactly where they would want it, in that really tight area right next to the support camp. That's exactly where Rainbow Spectrum does not want to fight, but unfortunately it did happen for them that way.
Mm-hmm.
Or fortunately, depending on who you are and your perspective on the game.
They're gonna try to take this fort, actually, it looks like. And they might do it, because really nobody from Rainbow Spectrum is close enough to really stop them.
Yeah, this fort's dead. This is nice initiative here from Team Skyarch, especially with the objective being right here in bot.
So it's looking like Rainbow Spectrum is either going to just give this and push somewhere else, or maybe they're just trying to soak to 20 and then they're going to come down and try to snag it. Because you can let it get all the way to 99% as long as you get there in time, you know, to stop the timer.
Yeah, I agree. They could have both. They could do it all. Get to 20 with this fort kill.
70%. It's going to be close. If they're going to do that, they've got to go, like, right now.
Yeah, if Jaina could have slowed down the rotation right there, that could have been something.
Will they make it? They're hurrying. 97%. 99. 100. Nope. They did not make it in time.
A little too slow on that. So all the protectors have gone over to Skyarch, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe you are correct. And here comes yet another one. This one's got Leoric and Vala in it. See the containment disc. They just want to slow that protector down so they can get behind their wall and get ready to defend.
Level 20s are available for Rainbow Spectrum.
Oh,
Huge amount of KT damage.
Lily falls. Oh, big damage coming in.
Womack.
Womack flipped all over the place.
Womack dove on Deckard. They basically died at the exact same time.
So
That's
I
a
don't.
full death, isn't it, for Diablo? Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Sure is.
Oh, that KTZ damage is real.
Yeah. Kel'Thuzad coming online now. We should talk a little bit about any quests he may have completed because you can really see the damage coming in now.
B Meadow down to 400 health on one of those Vikings.
Nemesis falls on that Kel'Thuzad, and so does Maiev. But you know what? They saved their keep.
Yeah, 3-3. Otherwise, so ultimate victory in that fight probably is determined by that keep being saved. I think you're right.
Yep, so we're looking at the build for the Kel'Thuzad.
Took Might of the Scourge at 20, so you have that never-ending reset as long as it keeps hitting heroes. That can be quite pesky.
Hello, Graysville and Professor Bobo. Thanks for coming by. There's your damage numbers, if anybody's interested. We've got 175k siege damage coming out of TLV. That's crazy. Gender Druid mentioning that BMed usually tries to aim for 4 TLV deaths per game. And we're at... I don't know whether that means 4... Oh, I see. 1.3 deaths. Gotcha. Yep, that's a little bit more this time, probably, than BMed would like, but... I mean, keeping up in the experience just fine.
Yeah, sitting at 3.75 deaths, so who knows? Maybe if B Meadow can play extremely cleanly, they'll still hit that target number. All is not lost. Nice aggression here in the middle. Kill a fort for Team Skyarch.
Yep, I love that.
Rainbow Spectrum does have a dead keep top lane.
Oh, we've got a big stun coming in onto Garrosh. Garrosh is down. Ring doesn't catch anyone. So Team Skyarch is going to be able to grab this siege camp.
Wonder if they'll try to snowball a little bit here. Looks like Lily is leaving though.
Yeah,
so we have a full team push. Top lane.
Oh, I see. Yep, Lily is going and getting on the point. Yeah, this is... I'm not so sure about this. I think Lily should be with them if they're actually trying to make a core call here.
Yeah, splitting here might be questionable.
There's APOC. Oh, Kel'Thuzad! Beautiful, beautiful, followed by Vala to get that kill there. That could be game.
Yeah, that kill unlocks the game win. Core's down to 30%.
That Rain of Vengeance was just beautiful. And indeed, we're going to see game 2 going over to Team Skyarch.
A very friendly 1-1 draw on the evening.
Indeed. Let's take a look at these in-game stats. We already talked about Lost Vikings, just doing so much siege damage there. Definitely kept Rainbow Spectrum in the running, you know. It wasn't an experience issue, that's for sure.
Yeah, it can be hard to play against TLV comps just because you don't get much experience against them, right? So I'm impressed by Team Skyarch's ability to kind of keep it together and keep up with that 223k XP generated by B Meadow's TLV.
Yeah, look at the healing. The Decker did almost 100,000. Well, 95,000, I guess. Lily only 42,000, but it seemed to work out fine for Team Skyarch.
Yeah, probably have to look elsewhere for reasons. Like Vala, for example, having a fantastic game, 9 kills, only dying once.
Yeah.
92k hero damage, by far the highest in the game. So.
Yeah, Vala was shredding those Vikings for sure. All right.
17 kills to 10.
I'm going to...
Pressure off Lily as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna see if we can maybe get an interview with the captain for Team Skyarch.
Excellent.
So let's go ahead and move up a channel in Discord. We'll jump up to one of the lobbies up here.
Okay.
I'm just letting the teams know what's going on. All right. Yes, we've got a thumbs up on the interview. I'm sure everybody's thrilled to hear that. Everybody's so nice. Everybody I've dealt with today is they're like, "Thank you so much for casting us," and it's really I'm really having a great time doing it. So, thank you for thanking me, I guess.
Maybe because it's the holiday weekend, expectations were low for coverage, but hey, we step it up here.
That's right. We want to
NGS.
make sure everybody gets casted. And hello, we've got M58 Gogon. Am I saying that right?
It's close enough. It's Gogan, but I
Gogan.
don't really care.
Okay. M58 Gogan. Welcome and congratulations on picking up game 2 so that you guys are able to pull off the split tonight.
Yeah, we. It was a little closer than I wanted it to go, but that works.
So, let's start off with game 1. So game 1, we were on Infernal Shrines. What were you guys thinking when you saw that double specialist come out?
We were in a little bit of a pickle, I guess, with that, because we kind of panic picked most of the comp. We weren't, I want to say, prepared for what we wanted to do, I guess. So the double specialist didn't help at all with what we were doing.
Right. Yeah, we weren't. We were all caught off guard by that whole Sylvanas mind control into the Gazlo stun. I mean, that was just a wild combination.
At first, I think most of our team thought they were going to go Wailing Arrow. I felt like that would be fine, but it turns out mind control. It makes sense why it was better in that situation, getting me or anyone else. So worked out really well for them.
Right. So it sounds like you guys maybe didn't get exactly what you wanted to in the draft, and were kind of feeling a little off kilter that game. Is that accurate?
Yeah, game one was interesting. So it's whatever. Game one we lost. They did good. I can't fault them for anything, but it was a good game.
Yeah. Do you have any questions about game 1 off that?
Well, I'm really interested in this whole TLV thing and how you responded to it in game 2. So that's kind of what I was gonna.
Yeah, yeah. So going into game 2, I thought you guys might ban Deckard just because that's a healer that Rainbow Spectrum really likes. They pick a lot. What made you guys decide not to do that?
That was actually a little bit of a misinformation on our part, because we were, I don't know why we thought we were first pick. So we're like, oh, we're just ban Raynor and pick up Deckard so they get neither. And then they ended up getting Deckard because they're first pick, and it's like, oh.
Right.
That's
a
problem.
It happens. Yeah. So I'm guessing you guys were expecting some kind of specialist again to come out.
It did get cold that we thought Vikings would come out. But honestly, whenever the call that Vikings is probably coming out, I'm never really worried. While they do give a very big XP advantage because you can have all three in a lane, they don't, from my experience, they don't contribute enough besides that.
Right. And we did kind of see that on that. We saw that experience, going over to Rainbow Spectrum, they were actually a leading experience, but the structures were very much, in favor of Team Skyarch.
Yeah,
So
when it came to team fights, Vikings kind of just sat there and beat you down, but they don't do anything for me. I don't know. That's my opinion on Vikings. I don't like the pick, no matter the situation, but that's just me.
did any of the heroes in particular give you trouble from Rainbow Spectrum, like the Garrosh or the Kel'Thuzad or Maiev? What did you think of the
Mm,
containment disc? Did that throw you guys off at all?
the containment disc did throw us off a little bit. We were surprised because I didn't know it actually worked on the protector. I didn't know that. And so did Skyarch. He didn't know either. So kind of threw us for a loop, and it was an interesting use. I thought they were gonna roll off with Warden's Cage. I felt like that would be better because throwing someone into the Warden's Cage and keeping them contained so Kel'Thuzad can get more damage in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It had its uses, especially stalling Protector, stalling someone from the fight, but I don't think it did enough. But the person that I was most worried about was Kel'Thuzad, because he got me in a couple combos here or there, which was a problem.
Yeah, we saw him relay kind of coming on to online, toward the end of that game. For sure, there was a lot of damage coming out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm curious about the Lily pick into the Kel'Thuzad. What was the thinking there?
Lily was just because we kind of threw him on Lily because the way we were doing our comp, we were trying to get specific picks, and then normally we don't throw Lilies in our comp much, especially against something of Kel'Thuzad, Garrosh, Maiev, stuff like that. But
Right.
he's not our normal healer, so his hero pool is a little bit lower, and we picked Lily out of that because it's not the best, but it's reliable enough. So we made it work.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, I was saying at the end of the match that you kind of compensated for any deficiencies in Lily's output, maybe just by getting kills and staying ahead in that regard. Like if the enemy team is dead, you don't have to worry about as much damage coming out. So it really worked out.
Yeah, it was really helpful. I thought Kel'Thuzad was going to pick a Phylactery, so that way he could revive, but at the end of the game when he died under Core, I noticed he didn't have it, and I was like, interesting.
That was a
that would have been better.
Brilliant play, by the way. Was the Vala picked specifically to counter the Lost Vikings?
We picked up Vala because we were looking for something that was reliable damage against them, and Vala, at the beginning, we were debating on W build for Lost Vikings, of course. But in the game, I was thinking about it, and I was like, Lost Vikings, while they are annoying, I feel like I'd rather have the single target from against Garrosh, being able to burn through Kel'Thuzad, stuff like that. So I decided to go towards the auto quest to help burn them down, because while we do have Leoric to deal with Garrosh and such, I don't think we have the damage otherwise to burn through them.
Yeah, that's totally fair. It just seemed like you were getting so many kills on the Vikings on Vala, so great job there, and great job with the Reign of Vengeance follow-ups in the team fights. I thought you did a really good job with that, especially at the end, catching the Kel'Thuzad right there, just before he gets to safety was pretty key.
Too far forward.
Yeah, set up that you guys being able to take out the core, so well played.
Maybe you can talk to us just a little bit about the end of the game. I think Swing and I we commented a little bit on what was going on because it looked like Lily went to the point, but the rest of the team wanted to just try to core. So maybe you could just talk to us about that moment and what was going on in comms.
So once because we thought that they were pushing for their camp right there. So we were like, okay, invade. That's why we all converged as fast as we could. Leoric used his E to get in there. And then we noticed they're not here, but then Garrosh came out a little bit too early, and we all jumped Garrosh, immediately killed him, and just pushed forward. We took the camp, and in comms we were talking about, let's go core. We can probably push to win with this. A little bit ballsy. I'll give it that. But without Garrosh, that's a big body, considering he is their body. So
Right.
we wanted to push off that. Lily probably thought, even with the call, that we probably can't do it. It'd be safer to get the protector and end like that. But then we were like, no, head there. And after saying that, she came back.
Nice.
Well, and you got that KTZ pick, which really unlocked the final push to core, I think.
Yeah, without Kel'Thuzad, it made it a lot easier.
For sure. Well, definitely congratulations on getting the split. And do you have any shout outs or anything you'd like to say before we let you go start celebrating?
Yeah, I hate Lost Vikings. That's what I'll say.
The inverse shout out.
Shout down.
Yeah,
yeah, shout in. No, I don't know.
If I had an opportunity, I'd probably ban Lost Vikings just because I don't like them at all.
Nice. Well, congratulations on surviving the game with Lost Vikings. And when do you guys play next? Do you know yet? Or?
Let me check our announcements and see. From the looks of it, I don't think we have our time set up just yet.
Okay. Well, whatever happens, best of luck to you guys in your future matches. And thanks for the fun games tonight.
Thank you for casting.
Have a great evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, Odd Thoughts. So, well, that was fun.
Yeah, wacky match in game 2 especially.
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely worth the price of admission. And
Sure.
Thank you so much for joining me to co-cast. And where can people find more of you?
Well, probably the best place to mention, short and sweet, is twitch.tv/oddthought. That's where I do my NGS casts. So hopefully I'll see some of you over that direction. Maybe I'll get you to co-host over in my neck of the woods one of these days.
I would love to. And definitely check out Odd Thought. He does a lot of streaming as well, not just casting. So definitely some good material coming out from his channel. Throw him a follow. You won't regret it.
Thanks,
And I know on Twitter, and I have it on the screen, it's Odd Thought with a 0. Starting with a 0.
Because Odd Thought was already taken.
How could they do that to you?
I know. I didn't take it personally, though.
And then for me, you can find me at SwingTime Gaming on Twitter, and here on Twitch, I'm at twitch.tv/SwingTime. And that was game 2 of a triple header tonight. I actually have one more match coming at you guys at 9:30 Pacific time, which is in a little bit less than an hour. That one's going to be Division B West PFM versus Getting Sweaty. And I'm going to be having Trey co-host with me on that one. So
you are a workhorse.
Well, the weekends are better for me to cast, so I'm just gonna go for it, you know.
And if you haven't hit the follow button on Swing's channel, you need to right now. She's awesome, but also look at all that work that's being put in. Much respect.
Same to you, and everybody, thank you for joining us. If you're in Twitch chat right now, I definitely was following along with some of your comments and appreciate you showing up to watch the match and chat and just be a part of the NGS family. So, I guess I'll see you guys in a little less than an hour, hopefully. And thanks so much, and see you later.
Thanks, Swing. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.